Facebook.
We're live.
We're live. So, welcome everybody to Tea Time with Miss Liz. Tonight I am joined with Bonnie Nicole, the creator and founder of Badass Clothing Co. So, tonight I know Bonnie from a few things that we've done together. We've taken an amazing journey together, but tonight is about Bonnie and tea. So we're going to talk about tea. We're going to talk about Bonnie's badass clothing and how you can get it and all of it, how it started, where it came from, and when it began, and all that good stuff. So I'm not going to read a bio or anything. I'm going to actually let Bonnie tell you a little bit about herself and a little bit about badass clothing.
All right. So I love to talk. I could go on for hours and hours, but really what happened was I had decided that I wanted to do public speaking. And what I noticed about all the other public speakers is that they were all coaches. They all had something to sell, they all had something that people would buy from them. And I was like, well, where's my niche? What do I have to offer? And so I started using all the quotes that I'd grown up with and made t-shirts. And so I had this motivational line of like, I can, I must, I will. And people just started kind of saying, you're badass, and it stuck. So all of a sudden I became Bonnie Badass. And the funny thing is I kind of was a badass growing up. So I mean, it wasn't far-fetched. And then as that kept going, I started thinking I really wanted something indigenous. I really wanted something for my community. And I really wanted a movement. I wanted something, if you follow me and you know what I've gone through and what I've overcome, I wanted something that resonated with people like that. People that were badass for whatever they overcame, badass for even the little things. Some of us think that like, oh, so like, we compare ourselves. And I don't want us to compare ourselves. I want you to be badass in what it is that you did. And even if that's getting out of bed in the morning because you have anxiety and depression, then I think that's super badass. And that's how this whole Badass Clothing Co. started. And yeah, then it just kind of spiraled off from there, and now it's starting to get quite like a little bit bigger, and my goal is to have it everywhere. Like I want to see this movement hitting everywhere, hitting communities, inspiring and empowering people to live the best life that they can.
Awesome. And I have the old brand of badass, so I have to get the new brand.
You do.
And I've seen the tank top, and I'm doing this weight loss journey. So I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I need to get one of those.
So anybody watching this, Liz and I, of course, know each other because we're co-authors in a couple of books. Okay, a few books.
1, 2, and 3. We're the only ones.
Yes, right? So I mean, you'll definitely see everything in May. I'm actually going to have a couple pieces that will be just coming out in May. So nobody's going to see them until that book signing event.
Awesome.
Exciting.
I'm so excited. Like, I can't wait for the summit because that's the only time I get to see all of you ladies and guys. I'm hoping some of the guys come this year.
Yes, that will be really good. I have a friend coming from Regina, and I'm super excited to speak and to connect with all you guys again. And it's a great event.
Awesome. So how did it begin? Like the brand itself, Bonnie? I know that there's a pattern to the waves or something.
Yep. So of course my old logo was just Be Badass at Bonnie Nicole. And so I was building this brand of myself. And because I facilitate workshops and I coach people and I kind of like, I teach people confidence and things like that. And so I really wanted something that was indigenous. I wanted something that represented me as well. And if you look at my Catching Dreams logo, the same lady did that logo that did my badass logo. And so that one was that I wanted to catch people's dreams so I could hold on to them while I teach them how to reach those dreams, how to reach their goals. And then I give their dreams back to them so that they can go ahead forward with them. And so when I did badass, I just wanted something that was mine. Be badass. If everybody knows that that's mine, but I wanted it to like stand out and be like, that's Bonnie's logo. And so I went out with my girlfriend. I said, this is what I want. That's what she designed. I approved it. And I went with it.
Oh, awesome. I can't wait to see them like in person. Like I have the old one, so and I like my bat and be badass hoodie.
Right?
So
I still
yeah.
have my old one too. And I mean, I'm going to come out with variations of my old ones. So I actually, all my, like when I first started out with my clothing, I was married. So all my stuff said at Bonnie Todd. And that was probably my biggest mistake in business was investing a few $1,000s in inventory. And then 3 months later, I was separated. And so I actually donated all my old stock. So like remember my Me Too shirts,
Oh,
my F Shame shirts, like all those are gone. But I want to bring them back under Badass Clothing Co. So everything's going to have a new edge to it, a new look. It's going to be all original and none of it is going to have a last name on it.
oh. Well, your
Second
last
rule of
name is
business.
Nicole, right? Not Mar. That's not your married name, is it?
My middle name is Nicole. I go by Johnstone now. So I
Oh,
was
okay.
Bonnie Todd when I was married, and of course that ended. And it was a pain in the butt because I had thought that even if I told him if we break up, I'm keeping your last name. I paid for it, and then we broke up, and I'm like, I don't want his last name.
That's got to go, right?
Right. And
Yeah.
and to be honest, I respect my grandmother. She was like so important to me, and Johnstone is her last name, but it's also my parents' last name. And I really wanted to, when I broke off from my family, there's still people in my family that of course I have somewhat of a relationship with, but we're just not a big family anymore. And I just wanted to break off from being a Johnstone, from being a Todd. Like I am my own person. And so I just I don't really go with a last name. Bonnie Nicole all the way. Bonnie Badass. It
There you
works.
go. That's how I know you. I know you as my badass sister. So
Right? So, and everybody kind of knows me as Badass Bonnie Badass. I've gone out in public and people have noticed me. So, I mean, I must be doing something right.
oh, you are for sure. Yeah, and you have a lot of followers. Like with your confidence thing that you do, 100 days of confidence.
Yep.
Amazing. I
And
think that's how
so
I actually got my Be Badass because I won the
I
draw
think,
for that.
yes, I think you won the Instagram one maybe. And and that's what it is. Like people look at me and they're like, you have it so easy because you don't work a 9 to 5. People need to understand there's nights that I work until 3 or 4 in the morning. There is every single day I have to post. Like the reason why I have so many followers is because I invest in them. If I didn't invest in them, they wouldn't invest in me.
Exactly.
That in itself is a full-time job. So it's kind of disgusting when I get my social media, like every day my phone will say, this is how much time you spent on social media. And there's days I literally spend about 7 hours on social media in one day. It's a full-time job.
Yep, it is. Well, it is when we're making our own brands, right? Because with
Yep.
myself as well, with the tea parties and with the leadership and all that, like it's a full-time job. Like people
Mhm.
don't realize how much work is put into making a change and changing the lives of so many people, right? And
Well, and if I post every day, because I have so many followers, they might not see every post every day. They might only see 1 or 2 in a week. So if I only post 1 or 2 a week, then what?
exactly, there's a lot of work that's done that is hidden that people don't see and understand that there's a lot of extra work, right?
Yes.
So, because you're on tea time, I wanted to know a few things about tea. What does tea mean to you? And growing up, did you have any special moments with tea?
Tea. So I wasn't a big tea drinker. Tea to me is something I drink when I'm on a diet.
Oh, well, thanks a lot.
Because I'm
Liz
a
is drinking
coffee
tea.
drinker.
She's on a diet.
It's because I drink coffee. And so because I do a large double double, I think that works out to 270 calories. And so if I'm on a diet, I will do green tea because I get caffeine and I drink it with nothing in it. So to me, that's what tea means because I don't drink tea that much. However, I was upstairs caretaking my landlord's mother yesterday, and she had a bunch of loose leaf tea. And so she taught me how to make it, and I actually drank tea all day yesterday.
Oh, well, good. There you
It,
go. It's a start, Bonnie.
it's a
And it's not a
start.
diet. It's
It is a start. It is a start. I did have coffee again today, but I won't knock it because it wasn't bad.
Now, was there any rituals or anything when you were growing up for serving tea? Because I know for me, there's so many different ways of serving tea with different religions and all that. Like, did like your grandparents or
No, see, I had such an unconventional upbringing. My parents were alcoholics and drug addicts, and my grandmother worked 364 days a year, 12 to 16, sometimes 18-hour days. There was not a, I mean, we had Sunday dinners, and that's it. And it was usually not with tea. There was
was with the harder stuff, right? It was
uh,
maybe the hot tolly with a tea.
well, no, if we went to my grandma's house, it was always like she was big on Costco, so it was like that Tang. She'd have the big jar, the big things of Tang and stuff. It was terrible. Nothing healthy. I'll say that.
So, do you have any of your hoodies or tank tops that you can show people so they can see?
So I'm wearing the tank top. Like,
Awesome.
that's one of the tank tops, and then I'm just gonna reach behind me. Of course, I'm not ready because why would I be ready?
Oh, and I look like I'm ready.
I mean that, like, let's be real here, okay? I'm a hot mess. And I think that's badass that I just own that. I'm not gonna lie and tell you that I live this great life and life's easy. No, I'm a stinking hot mess every day.
Hot stinking mess that we all love.
And these are the hoodies.
Oh
So,
my goodness, they're gorgeous.
and I have zip ups coming out, and then leggings and sweatpants, hats. They will all be coming within like the next few weeks. I'll be dropping everything one by one. And then coming May is when I'm going to come out with a few different things that I'm going to release in May at the summit.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait.
I know, it's so exciting.
I'm going to be looking badass because I'm going to be wearing a tank top, a hoodie.
Well, what's really badass? Here, let me I'll take my hat off. I mean, I just live a completely badass life all the time, right? I'll just switch to a crown now.
There you go. So tell me
Princess
a little bit
Bonnie.
more about this crown because I know there's a story behind the crown.
Which one? I
Oh yeah,
have
you have two crowns.
two
So
of
tell me
them.
about both crowns.
And so, okay, so I joined this weight loss group, and I met this lady that had competed in a pageant, and she was Mrs. BC. And she was this beautiful woman, and she did modeling, and she has a clothing line, like these gorgeous repurposed gowns that she does. And she does fashion show in like Fashion Week in Vancouver. And I'm like, oh my goodness, she's my idol. I've always loved modeling. I've always loved being in the limelight. But I was like, I'm way too big to compete in a pageant. And she gave me a little bit of confidence and pushed me forward. And so I did compete in 2018. I did not walk away with a crown, but I was the first woman to win two awards. I had the People's Choice Award, which I'm sure you voted for it. It meant that I had the most
I
votes
did.
online. And I'm like, I don't know how many votes I got, but I know it was insane. And then the second award I won was the most inspirational person. And so to me, that was a really big win. And just getting up there and doing it was a big win. And so I says, you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to do it again. Except I'm going to come up and I'm going to be 100% myself. I'm not going to pretend to be who I think they want me to be. I am going to be who I am 1000%. And so I owned it. I won Mrs. Charity BC. So this is a provincial title. So I represent our province. And I got this because we all had to fundraise for Cops for Cancer. And whoever raised the most money was an automatic win. And so I put my heart into that fundraiser. I did my own fundraiser. I had some help, but I did majority of the logistics of hosting a fundraiser on my own in less than a month. I did a portion of all my sales towards Cops for Cancer, and I did some 50-50 draws with friends. And so automatic win. And then I thought I was like done, and they called my name again, and I won a regional title. So I'm also Mrs. Lower Mainland. So I walked away with two titles to make up for the year before.
That was awesome. See, you made up for the year before.
Totally.
You brought home 2 instead of 1.
Right?
That
Yeah.
is so
So
cool. And
super
you look
exciting.
amazing in your dress. Your blue dress was gorgeous.
Thank you. I might keep it because we never know. I might be entering a Canada-wide pageant. We don't know. We'll see.
You never know where Bonnie's going.
You really don't. You really, really don't. I am all over the place. I love it.
So is there anything that you would like people to know about you personally? Like, I know you have the badass clothing.
Yep.
You've done the pageants, and you're in the Sacred Hearts Rising book 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
Is there anything else that I don't know about?
I don't know because I'm pretty vocal in everything with my blogs and my writing. I don't think there's anything that you don't know. Um, I've really learned I take on too much. I've really learned that I need to focus my time on what is I'm most passionate about. And so right now, that is my clothing line. I'm not pushing my workshop facilitation unless someone comes to me and asks me for it. I don't really worry too much about my other business right now. It's always there. It is my brand. I am a public speaker. Catching Dreams will always be there. But Badass Clothing Co. is like my baby. So I am 1000% about that. And so I'm actually going to be doing a promo video. And I've asked everybody that's bought something to fill in the blank. I am badass because. And so I'm really excited to show that to the world so people can see like that they're not alone, that we're all badass in our own way, and to just show up in life and make the world a better place, right?
That's all we can do, right?
That's my number one fan, William.
Oh my goodness, yes, he is. I can contest to that. He is Mommy's number 1 fan. He's an amazing little guy too. He's come a long way.
Yeah, he will be.
I've been watching his journey too.
Right? Yeah. I mean, so yeah, I'm a mom, right? A lot of people don't realize that I have 3 kids and one of them turned 17 this weekend. So yes, I'm super old. I'm joking. I just feel old.
17 old.
And then, so yeah, like I've been struggling with mental health with my children, social anxiety, being very sensory. So I mean, I have a lot of struggles and I get through it. And I think that's badass. My kids getting through it, I think that's badass. And so I mean, a lot of people will look at the word and say, oh, it's a bad word. Stop putting stigma around everything. That's it's not that bad of a word. I think that I swear way less than people like Gary Vee. I think he's amazing, but he swears more than me. So yeah, that's just everything in a nutshell, I guess.
See, that's why I like you, because you're just plain and simple. I like plain and simple. You're real and you're the real deal. Like when you say you're badass, but you're badass real. And I like badass real. And I believe that we all have badass in us, right? Whether we want to admit it or not, maybe some are scared to get that little badass out once in a while.
Absolutely.
And
my words for this year are authenticity and vulnerability. And I really challenge everybody to look at their own authenticity and vulnerability and to just bring it up a notch or 2.
Exactly. And you're the girl to do it, because like it's like you're like the role model for everybody. You put something out, like you spill a cup of coffee and all of a sudden you have like 200 people. Oh, I spilled money too. Or you know what I mean? It's like, follow the leader, Bonnie, let's go. Like you're a leader in yourself. And that's what I like about you. And our journey as growing together, like we're in 2 different provinces, but when we connect, it's like we've known each other all our lives, and we've only met a few years ago. Like it's going to be 3 years already. So
yeah, well, and that's just it. We both took this journey of being badass and writing about our stories, right? A lot of people might know certain things about me, and I had like this light bulb moment the other day, how when I started being a public speaker and when I started this journey, I was all about, I was sexually abused. I'm a survivor. I'm Bonnie the survivor. And then my husband and I were going through this hard time, and he was a very bad alcoholic. And so I'm always doing what I think everybody else wants me to do. So I got sober. So now I became Bonnie the addict, Bonnie the alcoholic. And then I literally became Bonnie the badass. I stopped living the life that I thought people wanted, and I started living my life. And it's these chapters that I've gone through: my abuse, my partying days, my issue with drugs and alcohol. I do drink now, but I don't have a problem with it. I find that was a previous chapter, and I'm on a new chapter in my life. And so now I'm just Bonnie Nicole. I'm not Bonnie Nicole talking about sexual abuse or talking about alcoholism. I'm talking about being badass, and I don't care what that means to you. Whatever it means to you, that's what it means, you know? And for me, I have what it means for me. You know, you're badass because why? And then own it, stand on it.
Well, I believe that you're putting a video together, right, with all the badass sweaters and tanks and all that. So I can't wait to see that as well. So I'm guessing that's going to be released sometime soon.
I said a week, but let's be realistic. Give me a couple.
I know, because you have a lot. So,
well, yeah, that's just it, right? Like, so I've got these titles. And so this Sunday, I am going to be answering phones for the Variety Telethon. I have my son's birthday this weekend. I'm a single mom. So I have another couple kids that I've always got to deal with and feed and keep alive and, you know, all that fun stuff. And then I'm running 2 businesses as well, right? So yeah, I have a really busy life.
So how do people reach you, Bonnie?
Through Facebook, Instagram. I'm even on TikTok, actually. So really just send me a message, an email, anything. I'm pretty on top of replying to anybody. So I've got my business page, Badass Clothing Co., and then Bonnie Nicole is my personal.
Can you put all that information into the comments so that if anybody wants to get a hold of you?
Yep, absolutely.
I'm sure they can get a hold of you for the sweaters and all that. Is there prices on the tank tops and hoodies? And
yeah, so far I've only got the tank tops and the hoodies out. So hoodies are $60 and tank tops are $25. I've also got men's shirts actually for $25. And then as things go out, I will be posting them on my Badass Clothing Co. Facebook site and along with the prices.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Yes.
So I think we're going to bring a close to tea time. But with tea time, I wanted to let people know, if you've ever come to any of my tea parties in person, you'll know that I always thank my speakers with an award. So I'm going to create an award that is virtually, so that each of my speakers are thanked, because it takes bravery to share our stories and to share our businesses, our products, our causes, our movements. It takes a lot of courage. Like even speaking online, it takes courage. So public speaking is not easy. I know for me, the camera scares me a lot. So I'm getting out of my comfort zone one step at a time. And I wanted to come on virtually to break that comfort. So perfect. I want to end tea time all the time with a special message from each of my speakers, a special quote, a song, a book, something that has inspired you. For me, it's tea. So I would like you to share with everyone that's listening, Bonnie, what has inspired you?
So definitely my grandmother. She passed away a while ago. I've got a picture of her on my wall right here. I look at every day. But her quote is really, it never hit me when I was younger, because we all think we know everything. But she would say to me every single day, and I have heard of this, and it's, I can, I must, I will. And I would always come back to her with an excuse as to why I cannot. And when I changed my language and I changed being, you know, I got rid of that negativity and I became positive and I started saying it more and more. I can, I must, I will. And it really gave me that, like that power and that push to do it. And I mean, look at me now, right?
Amazing. And I believe I have that t-shirt too.
You probably do.
I have the be badass and I have the I can, I must, I did.
Oh yes, because I came out with I can, I must, I did for like a second piece of it. Like, you know, I can, I must, I will. And then when you hit a goal, I did.
Yes.
Amazing.
So is there anything else you would like to share, Bonnie? Because this is your night, this is your time, and there is no time limit. Miss Liz runs on Miss Liz's time. So if it
I
goes
like
long,
that. I
it goes
love
long.
that.
If it goes short, it goes short. There is no structure with Miss Liz. Miss Liz makes it your time.
I love that. I really just think I really want like this movement. I want, like, when I first started, I was helping a lot of people that were sexually abused, and I was helping them step in their power. And then I helped a lot of people in recovery. And you know what? I still help people in recovery and sexual abuse, even though I'm not in the program. Um, I found a different way. It's what works for me, right? And now that I'm not drinking to numb, I can have a drink with dinner. I can not have a drink with dinner. It's a very different way of life now. But just owning it and to be badass just really means being authentic and being vulnerable and not forgetting our past, not forgetting where we come from, and just being the best person you can be, you know? And that really is what this whole thing is all about, because I could have changed my life like 20 years ago. So I've really learned to be the person I needed back then. And so I challenge everybody else to do the same thing. Be the person who you needed, because when you do that, the amount of people you help is astonishing. And when you start helping those people to do the same thing that you've done, that I've done, you start to see this ripple effect of people's lives changing. It's
And I'm big
great.
on I'm big on the ripple effect, because I believe that we all meet for a reason, right?
Yes.
There's a reason why we met. There's a reason
Yep.
why everything happened to us, because if that wouldn't have happened to us, we wouldn't have shared our stories. You know, we would have never met. We would have never continued on and helping others and opening doors for others, you know.
Yep.
And we made a choice
Absolutely.
to change it. Like we didn't let it define us and turn us into something that we're not, right? Like we decided, like, you know what, this is enough with this shit and we're gonna change it.
Yep. Yep.
And that's what people need to understand, is that we might look good on the outside, but holy cow, the inside is messed up.
Oh yeah. Until I really let people know what I had dealt with, I looked great on the outside, but on the inside I was done living. And when I and it's shame. That's why I say fuck shame. Excuse my French, but seriously, fuck shame. I lived with so much shame because I was molested when it's not even my shame. Right? Like, why should I feel bad for something that was done to me that was wrong?
Exactly.
And when I let that go, I can freely talk about it. You know, yeah, I get mad. Sometimes I get sad, not often. It is just a piece of my past that I have now worked through, I've overcome, and now I want other people to not be ashamed of what they've gone through. It's a part of our life. We have a choice. Everything is a choice. What does Brenda say? Our publisher, you can sit in it, or you can stand on it.
Yep.
I'm going to stand on it because life is way better. I would not be where I am today if I was still sitting in that shit.
Yeah, exactly. We need to stand on it and be proud that we came a long way.
Because that's badass.
Yeah, it is. And we're badass girls.
Absolutely. 100%. Love it.
Well, thank you, Bonnie, for joining me tonight. And
Thank
I
you for
really
having
appreciate
me.
you taking the time to share. And anytime
Absolutely.
you want to share, or once you get your new line out,
Yeah.
if you want to share at all, send
For
me a message.
sure.
Teatime is a free event for anybody to watch. I wanted to give back to the people that helped me. Everyone who has helped me on my journey, I wanted to give back. And I wanted to make it free so everybody can see the difference in the world.
Yes.
We need these podcasts or live feeds or whatever to make a difference, right? And we need to open the doors. And by giving a little, you get a lot in return. So
one person could be watching this and it could change their life.
Exactly. It only takes one person, and you know, it only takes one person to say, you know what, I needed Bonnie's message tonight. And that's why I'm doing this. I have an amazing lineup that will be in the next few days. And Bonnie, be sure to check it out, join in,
Absolutely.
Ask the questions. I have a bunch of different people that are from around the world. I'm not leaving anybody out. Everybody's going to have tea time with Miss Liz.
Awesome.
So I don't want to tear up, but this is my first one. And I really, really am honored to have you, Bonnie, a part of
Thank you,
this
Liz.
and believing in me once again, because this is your second time believing in me.
Of course.
So thank you so much for that. And like I said, if you know anybody, Bonnie, that has a story or has a cause, a movement, a product, or something that's changing the world that we need to know about, send them my way and I'll do a tea time with them. So I'm opening the door to everybody. So if you know
Absolutely.
anybody, send them my way.
Sounds
So I'm
good.
going to be opening doors because that's my goal this year in 2020 is kick some goddamn doors open with a cup of tea.
Awesome.
So
I love it.
I will be drinking from a different cup of tea every time. So this teacup was given to me by a woman who is a role model to me, and she gave it to me for my birthday. And there's a message behind it. There's butterflies on it, and for her, she believes that I'm a butterfly. So here's to my mommy,
Beautiful.
and I'm gonna be drinking some black steep tea. I think it's chai tea. I'm not sure. I have so many teas in my house. So I am going to leave a message with the leaves. So each tea, for me, during my tea times, I don't drink my tea in a gulp. I drink it with a sip. I take the time to reflect in the tea and get the message that the leaves are trying to give to me. So each teacup and each cup of tea has a message. So I want everyone who's watching or who will watch in the future to share their teacups and why that
I
teacup
love
is
it.
special to you and who gave it to you and what's the story behind it, because each teacup has a story and each
Love
one is
it.
strong. So Bonnie, get a teacup. And if you don't have a teacup, girl, get a teacup for the next one.
Okay, I'm like, I don't have any teacups. I'm like, I have just, I have a coffee cup.
There you go. Teacups
Piece.
are anything that, oh my goodness, that is awesome. There we go. So on that note, I'm going to close up, and that is tea time for tonight. And if anybody has any questions, you can reach me at Miss Liz's Tea Parties. And my door is open to anybody. Thank you. Tea time.
Bye.